Here are 3 things that we learned about Mexico during this recent international window. Number 1. Despite playing with their B team, with most of their solidified starters out injured, Mexico did prove that, at least defensively, they can hang with some of the world's best talent. No Edson Alvarez, no Marcelo Ruiz, no Gilberto Mora, no Mateo Chavez, and no Santiago Jimenez. Players like Eric Lira, Jorge Sanchez, Israel Reyes, Brian Gutierrez, and Tyler Rangel showed up big for El Tri. Now, many of these players in this most recent window not only solidified their tickets to the World Cup this summer, but possibly their spot in the starting 11. Needless to say, these are good problems to have for head coach Javier Aguirre. Moving on to the second thing that we learned about Mexico, and that is definitely that Tyler Rangel is Mexico's starting goalkeeper for this summer's tournament. With Luis Malagón set to miss this summer's tournament due to injury, the starting goalkeeper position is up for grabs. Now, many people did think that Guillermo Ochoa would start for Mexico versus Belgium and possibly at the tournament this summer, but Rangel's performances in these 2 games definitely solidified his starting role, as he averaged a 75% save rate in both games. Now, don't get me wrong, I do think Ochoa will get some playing time in the tournament this summer, especially if Mexico goes on to win their first 2 opening games and looks to be cruising in that third and final group stage game. I can see him coming on late in that third game, similar to how Colombia did for their goalkeeper in the 2014 World Cup, just to get some minutes under his belt. But for now, Mexico's starting goalkeeper is definitely Tyler Rangel. And the third and final thing that we learned about Mexico in this international window is that Mexico's biggest weakness is definitely their wingers. Now, don't get me wrong, Quiñones, Gutierrez, and El Piojo Alvarado put up solid performances in these 2 games, but is this really the best options that we have for the attack? Now, sadly, the answer is yes. Let's not forget that Quiñones and Gutierrez were both playing slightly out of position in both of these games, and Alexis Vega is barely coming back to full fitness himself. Now, sadly, with El Chino Huerta possibly set to miss this summer's tournament, this looks to be the best pool of players that we have on both wings. So one suggestion that I can offer is possibly playing with a front 2 up top for Mexico. Now, this is something that head coach Javier Aguirre has experimented with in the past with both Raul and Santiago Jimenez, and did work to be quite successful. This front 2 up top can also largely benefit players like Julian Quiñones, who is used to playing in a front 2 at his club in Saudi Arabia, and can even give a chance to a youngster like El Hormiga Gonzalez. With 2 up top, Mexico can also play a midfield diamond, which would then facilitate an attacking midfielder that would suit the strengths of many players. Alvarado can play in the hole, as can Brian Gutierrez, Orbelin Pineda, and Gilberto Mora when he is back fully fit. Now, there are still 3 matches for Mexico to play ahead of the World Cup before it kicks off. That leaves plenty of time for some of these solidified starters to come back to full fitness and come back in the starting 11. So, in a couple of months' time, this Mexico team can look completely different. But with the World Cup on home soil, these players are definitely feeling the pressure from their fans to succeed.